So he said, remember from whence you have fallen, and then return. And he says, you have forgotten your first love. That's the church in Ephesus. He moves from there, I think, to the church in Smyrna. And in the church in Smyrna, he does not chide them for doing anything wrong, but he tells them that they are in the place of persecution and they should be prepared to die for their faith. Are you with me? The first church is reminded about falling out of love. The next one now begins to talk about persecution. One of the things that sustain you in persecution is that your love for God is solid. Are you with me? If your love for God is not deep and rich, under persecution you will deny Jesus. If what is keeping you in the Christian faith is the things that God can give you, your love for God is not absolute, under persecution you will compromise. That is why immediately after the church in Smyrna, you have the church in Pergamos. And what was the burden of God with the church in Pergamos? Compromise. So if you lose your love for God, you will not be able to survive persecution. And if you don't survive persecution, we will find you in a lot of compromise. The next church after Pergamos is Thyatira, the one that Jesus wrote the longest letter, the corrupted church. Let me show you Thyatira. To the angel of the church in Thyatira, right? This thing says the Son of God, who has eyes like a flame of fire and his feet like what? Are you still here? 19. I know your works. Look at them. Love, service, faith, and your patience. As for your works, the last are more than the first. When you see this, you say, what a church. Nevertheless, I have a few things against you, because you do what? Allow that woman, who? Jezebel, who calls herself a prophetess, to do what? Teach and seduce my servants to commit sexual immorality and eat things. So even though there was love, go back to 19, there was faith, there was service, and there was patience, another system had begun to grow. So you are seeing love, you are seeing faith, you are seeing service, you are seeing patience, you are seeing good works, but there's a system that has been legitimized. Nobody is fighting it. You are not here now. They are looking at it, they are embracing it. He says, you have allowed. Jezebel brings her own doctrine, she teaches. What does she bring? She brings seduction. What does she bring? Immorality and idolatry. He says, you have allowed. So something that you should never have allowed, you have given it a platform. That's what Jesus was saying. Even with your love, your faith, your service, your patience. How did this system grow within your ranks? She calls herself a prophetess, so she began to teach. Holy Spirit, help me. There's the doctrine of Jezebel. There is the seduction of Jezebel. She was not only teaching, she was seducing servants to commit sexual immorality and eat things sacrificed to idols. Once the doctrine of Jezebel enters, idolatry can easily be spotted. Mammon has become a god that is worshipped in this generation.